If x equals 1 and y is 630, what is the value of 2019x minus 3y minus 9? 2019x, x is 1, y is 630, and minus 9. And when you do this math, you get 120. T is going to be 120, the answer to the previous question. At the start of 2018, the Canadian Excellent Mathematics Corporation had T employees in its Moose Jaw office, 40 employees in its Okotoks office, and no other employees. During 2018, the number of employees in the Moose Jaw office increased by 25%. The number of employees in the Okotoks office decreased by 35%. How many additional employees did the CEMC have at the end of the 2018 compared to the beginning? So you have 120 and 40 in the beginning, right? And the total there is 160. And then this 120 increases by 25%. So 25% of 120 is 30, right? So that's going to go up by 30 to 150. And this 40 decreases by 35%. 35% of 40, I believe, is 14. So this is going to go down to 26. So now the total is 150 plus that 26, and that's 176. So they're saying, what's the difference between the start and the end? And that looks to me like an addition of 16. T is 16. Colapo lists the 4-digit positive integers that can be made using the digits 2, 4, 5, and 9 each once. Colapo lists these integers in increasing order. What is the teeth number in the list? So if you have 4 numbers, 4 choices for the first one, 3 choices for the second one, 2 choices for the third one, and 1 choice, and then you multiply them, there's 24 total types of numbers that can be made. And we want to organize them in increasing order. So the first, let's see, for each, let me think about this. For each initial number, let's say the initial number is 2, we have 3 choices for this second, 2 choices for the third, and 1. So there'd be 6. So if we start with 2, we're going to have 6 possible, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we start with 4, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. If we start with 5, we'll have 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then similarly, if we start with 9, we'll have 6 possible numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what the 16th, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So this is the one we want. This number right here, that is going to be the 16th in increasing order. Okay, I think I can do this. Shouldn't be a problem. Let's see what we get. So we know for sure that it's going to start with a 5. And let me just do all 6. What are the numbers here? 2, 4, 5, and 9. So 5's already been used. So the smallest ones will have a 2. And then it would be 4, 9, and 9, 4, I guess. And the next ones will have a 4 as the second digit. And then it would be 9 and 2. So 2, 9, and 9, 2. And there you go. So 5, 4, 9, 2 is the 16th number in that list when the list is made in increasing order. In the diagram, triangle ABC is similar to triangle DEF. What is the value of x? So x over 96 is the same as 33 over 24. And when you do this math, you get 96 times 33 over 24. And that looks like 4 times 33, which is 132. T is 132. The sum of the even integers from 2 to 2k is as follows. What is the value of k? So this, if we factor out a 2, we're going to get a 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus dot 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 all the way till k. And that's t, and t is 132. Now this, we know that formula. Some of you know it. It's k times k plus 1 over 2. And then don't forget this 2 out here. And that's 132. So that basically means that k times k plus 1 is 132. And I think I can do this in my head. Two consecutive numbers that multiply to give 132. I think it's 11 and 12. So I think it's 11 and times 12 is 132. So that means the k is equal to 11. K equal to 11. Or, sorry. Well, k was equal to 11, but really what I should be writing is t. T is equal to 11. Okay, suppose that O is the origin, points P and Q are in the first quadrant, A is equal to 2C. If the slope of OP is T and slope of OQ is 1, what is the slope of PQ? All right, so let's draw this as best as we can. Just going to label this. This is 1 and C. This is A, which is 2C. And somewhere, I don't know where it is. Let's just put it there. And then that's that one. So this one is C1, and that's point Q. And this one I will call P, which is AB. Okay. So I guess we just have to calculate a whole bunch of slopes, which is, not exactly very exciting, but that's okay. So for OQ, the slope would be 1 minus 0, C minus 0. And they're telling me that's 1. That's 1 over C, so therefore C is 1. And then immediately we can figure out that A is 2, since A is equal to 2C. And then similarly for OP, that slope is rise over run again. B minus 0, A minus 0, and that's 11. They told me that. That's B over A, which is 2, so B is 22. And then finally, what's the last one? PQ. That one. That slope is going to be B minus 1 over A minus C. So that's going to be 22 minus 1 over 2 minus 1, and that is 21. So 21 is the slope of PQ. How many perfect squares are there between 2 and 150? So 2, and then we got 150. Well, the first one, I believe, would be 4, which is 2 squared. And then the square root of 150, just to get an approximation, I believe is what, 12 point something? 12.2 approximately. So that means 12 squared would be, which is 144, would be the one that's immediately before 150. So everything from 2 squared all the way up to 12 squared. So 2 squared, 3 squared, and dot, 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 11 squared. So that looks to me like a total of 11 perfect squares. T is 11. The line with the equation y is equal to minus 2x plus t and the parabola with the equation y is equal to x minus 1 squared plus 1 intersect at the point P. In the first quadrant, what is the y coordinate? All right. So y is equal to minus 2x plus t, which would be that. Y is also equal to x minus 1 squared plus 1. So now let's set them equal to each other to get the intersection point like that. And then expand this, of course. So that's going to be x squared minus 2x plus 1 plus 1. So that would be, let's see here, 9 is equal to x squared. Oh, okay, so x is equal to plus or minus 3. But since it's in the first quadrant, it's going to be positive 3. All right, so then what do I do next here? What are they asking for? The y coordinate. Okay, so this was the x coordinate. Okay, so you get the y coordinate, we sub it back into either this or this. So if I sub it back into there, it would be 3 minus 1 squared plus 1. So y would be 5. And that is what they're looking for there, the y coordinate. T is equal to 5. Answer to the previous question. The triangle in the first quadrant formed by the x-axis and y-axis and the line k minus 1x, k plus 1y plus t is an area of 10. What is the value of k? So here is your coordinate. And we've got some line like that, right? So this point, we need to figure out. So we get that with the x and y coordinates, x and y intercepts, I should say, of that line. So when x is 0, will be k plus 1y is equal to 5, so y is equal to 5 over k plus 1, and that would be the y coordinate, right? So this guy right here is 5 over k plus 1. And then the x-intercept would be setting y equal to 0, so when you do that, we get something like this, which is going to be this guy, 5 over k minus 1. So now we can figure out the area. The area is 1/2 base times height. So 1/2 base, which is this guy, which is 5 over k minus 1. And the height is here, which would be 5 over k plus 1. And they have told me that that is equal to 10. So now we just have to solve this. 10 is equal to 25 over 2 times k minus 1 times k plus 1. So that means that 20 over 25, let's see here, k minus 1 times k plus 1 would be 25 over 20. And then that means k squared minus 1 is equal to, what is this, 25 over 20, I believe, is 1.25. So k squared would be 2.25. And then if we take the square root, it would be 1.5 is the value for k.